Hi everybody, welcome to you all to this recorded class. This is a very difficult time for us all and we should try to use the time fruitfully. My dear students, you shouldn't pass your time idly at home, rather you should try to use the time fruitfully. That is why this is an initial attempt to help you understand some lessons from your syllabus. This is Kanal Sharma, Assistant Professor, English Department, Dr. Haruda Sundari Mohila College, Faridpur. Today, we are going to discuss a very known topic to you, that is narration. Narration is to narrate something, is to say something, is to tell something, is to report something. This is also called reporting space, or this is also called narrative styles. Okay, what are the learning outcomes after these lessons? What we will learn? We are supposed to learn. You are supposed to learn. You are supposed to define direct and indirect speeches. There are two types of speeches, and you are supposed to define direct and indirect speeches. Identify direct and indirect speeches. That is when you will be given some text, you will be able to identify direct and indirect speeches. And the third one, changing direct speech to indirect speech. That is the three learning outcomes of this lesson. If you carefully go through this lesson, hopefully you will be able to understand narration a bit better. But it will be better if you go and come with a pen and paper and sit with a pen and paper and take notes, and there will be options, that is you can be you can actually review this, watch, and again you can watch this video. If you have any problem, you can come on the comment box, and I hope you will comment a lot. You will comment about your problems, and I promise that I will try to discuss all the problems in your comment box. I will reply your comments. So how we will going to discuss this, we are going to discuss this narration. So we will actually follow three steps, 3+1 steps. The three steps are the major basic three steps, and plus one we're going to. So is for the passage narration, and you know passage narration, you were very confused about passage narration. There is nothing confusion. If you know the rules, if you know the basic rules, passage narration isn't a very difficult thing, I think. So the first step will be understanding direct and indirect speech. And second step will be understanding the change. That is, what are the things we change? There are pronouns we change, tense we change, and adverbials we change. And the third step, understand the change according to sentence type. So, and the plus one step will be a few adjustments in passage narration. When you know the rules, we need to just adjust a few things for passage narration. That we will do also. But in this part, there will be two parts in this lesson. This is the first part, and in this part, we will just complete the first and second step. And the third and plus one step will be completed in the second part of this lesson, and hopefully you will also join that part. Now observe and think about the two sentences below. The two sentences. First one, Kamal said to Jamal, I'm very tired now. Kamal said to Jamal, comma, inverted comma, I'm very tired now, full stop, finish of inverted comma. Second one, Kamal told Jamal that he was very tired then. So, my dear students, are the sentences same? Don't you find any differences here in these sentences? So we are going to find whether they are same or they are not. Now, when you have considered the sentence, you will find that they are same in meaning. Meaning are same. Both the sentences are giving the same type of meaning, but not in structure. The sentences are not in structure. In the first sentence, you find comma, inverted comma. The second sentence, you find that. In the first sentence, in the quotation, you find present indefinite tense, but in the second sentence, you find past indefinite tense and also other changes there. So again, they are same in meaning, but not in structure. Be very, very careful about this. That is the two sentences you considered in the earlier. That is the two ways we can report, two ways we can tell something. Just for example, you think that you uh, saw a father saying his son to read more. The father said to his son, comma, inverted quote, you have to read a lot, inverted comma, finished. This is the first way you can tell that to me. You can report that to me. That in the second way, you can say that the father told his son that he, means the son, had to read more. This is the second way you can report to me. So there are two ways. There are two ways of reporting. First one, directly what has been said by quoting exactly what has been said. It means that even if the person has committed some mistakes while saying something, you have to show those mistakes even. And second way, indirectly, without quoting. See these two? Directly means by quoting. Indirectly means without quoting. Directly means exactly what has been said. Indirectly means that the person reporting will use his own style, own voice, own self while reporting. So, changing direct to indirect speech is a kind of transformation. You have an item of transformation. We transform simple sentence to complex sentence to compound sentence, or active voice to passive voice. This is also the same thing, transformation here. You cannot change the meaning. We will just change the form, direct and indirect. And this is very important in learning English. This item, narration, will be very helpful to you to understand the meaning of English language. Now, what is it about? It is about the same thing in different ways. And in this case, we have two ways, the direct speech and the indirect speech. Okay, now we will see what a direct speech is. What are the elements of direct speech? How we can understand a direct speech. So, direct speech, first point, exactly what has been said. Second, which will be very important for you to understand, is the use of quotation marks. When you are saying something exactly, you have to show the quotation marks, which are also called the inverted commas. And by placing a comma before it, how does it look? It looks like this. Kamal said to Jamal, comma. Be careful about using this comma before the inverted commas. Start of inverted comma, quote, then I am very tired now. Full stop will be earlier. There is a slight mistake, full stop will be earlier, and then the end of the inverted commas. So by saying these elements, we will understand that this is a direct space. Now, what are the elements of direct space? Again, what are the elements of direct space? Two verbs. Two verbs means that you see here, one is outside the inverted comma. Here, Kamal said to Jamal. This said to is the one verb, and the second one is in the inverted comma. Okay, these verbs you see, one in the quotation marks. In the quotation marks, there can be more than one verbs. This one, there can be more than one verbs, more than one main verbs, finite verbs, no problem. There can be, if it is a complex sentence, more verbs can come. These verbs called the reported verb or verbs, or this portion of this direct speech that is in the inverted commas is called the reported speech. This is the speech we are going to change in the indirect one. This is the speech we are going to change. So understanding the speech in the quotation, that is the reported speech, is very, very important, because we are not going to change this one. We are going to change this one. Be very careful and attentive to this one. I am very tired now. The sentence in the quotation. Other one, the first one, outside the quotation marks, called the reporting verb. So the reporting verb will be very, very important, because it will influence the tenses and the adverbials. You will see that. But before that, I want to say you that this portion that is outside the inverted comma, Kamal said to Jamal, can be even here. That is quotation. I'm very tired now. Uh, said Kamal said to Jamal, or said Kamal. It can be written like this, and in passage narration, this is generally like this. And again, even sometimes we may not even find this portion in the passage narration. At the time, we have to case. So the second important elements of direct speech is the speaker and the listener. The direct speech has a speaker and a listener. In this sentence, Kamal is the speaker who is saying, and Jamal is the listener. And while you are reporting, you are not Kamal or Jamal. You are just a reporter. You are the person who is telling me something. So you are not Kamal or Jamal. You are not the speaker, not even the listener. You are third person, and you are just now reporting that, telling that to me. So very important note for you. The part outside the quotation marks can be at the beginning or at the end, can be at the beginning or at the end. Even sometimes it may be omitted. So I was saying earlier, in passage narration, especially, this portion is sometimes omitted. How can we understand that? We have to understand them through gazing, because without understanding the speaker and the listener, you will not be able to turn a direct speech to indirect one. The speaker and listener will be very, very important. We have to understand them. Remember, very, very important points. When we change the direct speech into indirect, we only change the reported speech, that is in the quotation marks, that is in the inverted commas. We do not change the other part that is outside the quotation mark. Maybe there may be some adjustment, but we do not make any major change in the part outside the quotation marks. So the portion outside the quotation marks remain unchanged, but a minor adjustment if needed. Sometimes we need a minor adjustment according to the sentence types. That's all, nothing else. Okay, please remember, again I tell you, when we change a direct speech into indirect, we only change the reported speech, that is in the inverted commas, that is in the quotation marks. The portion outside the quotation marks remain unchanged, but a minor adjustment is sometimes needed. Okay, very, very important one. Now come to the indirect speech. What are the elements? What is an indirect speech and what are the elements? Let's see. In the indirect speech, there is no quotation marks. Indirect speech is the reporter's own way of narrating something. Indirect speech is the reporter's own way of reporting. So he is not exactly quoting what has been said. Rather, he or she is using his or her own voice, his or her own style. So, rather, no quotation marks, rather conjunctions. So instead of quotation marks, we have to use conjunction. For example, that, if, ws means the 9 ws's. We have who is, when, why, etc. And the second, just look at this. Kamal told Jamal that he was very tired then. Look at this, that. We have just you omitted, remove the quotation and use a conjunction here. The reported speech is changed, that I was telling you earlier. The reported speech is changed. So that was, I am very tired now. Now it has become, he was very tired then. So we have changed it. We have changed the pronoun. We have changed the tense, and we have changed the. So you find that in the indirect speech, we have changed the reported speech and a minor adjustment of the reporting verb. And the minor adjustment, so a minor adjustment means that, you see here, told, said to has become told. Actually, you may think that we have changed. No, we haven't changed, just a minor adjustment. We haven't changed the tense, same tense, only a different word, nothing else. Okay, again observe the direct and indirect speeches. Okay, the actually we have come to the second step here, understanding the tense. Okay, so in the second step we will see what are the things we change and how we change them. So now you observe the two sentences. The teacher says to the students, you need to read now. Second sentence, that is the indirect one. The teacher tells the students that they need to read now. What have we changed here? We have changed only the pronoun. You have become they, and a minor adjustment here. So, if the reporting verb, the verb outside the inverted commas, again read the rules. Therefore, if the reporting verb, which one is the reporting verb? The reporting verb is the verb outside the quotation. This one is the reporting verb. Look at it very carefully. If the reporting verb, the verb outside the inverted commas, is in present or future tense, don't ask me which type of present tense, all the present tenses and all the future tenses. So if they are in present tense or in future tense, we only change the pronouns of the reported speech. Nothing else will be changed. No tense will be changed. No adverbials will be changed. When? When the reporting verb is in present or in future tense. We only change the pronoun. Look at you and they. We have changed only this you to they. Okay. But if you observe these two sentences, the teacher said to the students, comma, inverted comma, you need to read now. In direct speech, the teacher tells, sorry, this will be not tells, this will be actually, this will be told. Sorry, this is a actually typing mistakes. Told. Okay. So if the reporting verb, so the teacher told the students that they needed to read, then look at the colored words. We have three things changed here. Why? We have changed this because of the reporting verb. If the reporting verb is in the past tense, in the reported speech, you have to change three things: the pronouns, tense of the verb, and the adverbials. So you have become they, need have become needed, and now has become then. Read the rule. But if it is in the past tense, it is in the past tense means the reporting verb. If the reporting verb is in the past tense, in most cases it is in the past tense, especially in the passage narration. So when you will find the exam paper, you will generally find that the reporting verb is in the past tense. From here, many students think that the reporting verb will be always in the past tense. No, my dear students, the reporting verb can be even in present tense. And in questions like university admission test questions, the question setters may be a bit tricky. They may fail you in trap. So you have to be very cautious about it. We have to change the pronouns, the tense, and adverbials. Adverb of time and place only in this case. So again, read the rule. But if it is in the past tense, but if the reporting verb is in the past tense, in most cases, it is in the past tense, especially in the passage narration. We have to change the pronouns, tense, and adverbials. Okay? How are the pronouns changed? So we know that pronouns will be changed if the verb is in reporting verb is in present tense or in past tense. Pronouns are the types which must be changed. But how the pronouns will be changed? That is the question. Okay. In changing the pronouns, understanding the speaker and listener is very, very important. If you cannot find out the speaker and listener, you will not be able to change the pronouns properly. So the speaker and the listener. Can you remember? Can you recall? Outside the inverted commas, there are two nouns, the speaker and the listener. The speaker is the person or persons who told something, and listener is the person or the persons who actually heard, who were told to. Okay, look at this table, how the pronouns have changed. Okay, first person, I, we, me, us, my, our, with all the cases. First person, the six are in the first person, actually two, and the rest four are actually case. This first person will be changed according to the number, person, and gender. Number, person, and gender of the speaker. Here comes the speaker. Okay. If the If the speaker is in third person, it will become third person. If the speaker is a female, it will become she. If the speaker male, it will become he, for example. Second person, you and you. These two will be changed according to the number, person, and gender of the listener. So, speaker and listeners are very, very important. Okay. Third person. Third persons are she, he, it, her, him, his, they, them, their, and all the other nouns. These will remain unchanged. So if there is any she in your reported speech, there is any they in your reported speech, there is any noun in your reported speech, they will not be changed. They will remain unchanged. They will remain the same. Okay, a very important note here. That is, case will remain the same. Means that if the word is in objective case, for example, me, in the indirect speech, it will also remain in the objective case. For example, me will turn into him, me will turn into them, maybe according to the speaker. My will turn into his, I will turn into he. So case will be the same. No change in the case, please. Okay, just look at this table, which will give you some examples about this. First sentence. The boy said to the girl, I will do the work. So here you find I. So I will be changed according to the speaker. Who is the speaker in this sentence? Of course, the boy. So I will be changed according to the boy. Now you see, the boy told the girl that he. Why? Because the boy is a male. So he, the pronoun he is used, would do the work. Come to the second sentence. The boy said to the girl, I will teach you how to sing. Now, I will be changed according to the boy speaker, but you will be changed according to the girl, the listener. The boy told the girl that he would teach her how to sing. So you see, this is in objective case. This is after verb, and this is in objective case. So you have you is turned into her objective case after the verb. Be careful. And come to the third sentence. The boy said to the girl, I know him. So there is a him. And you see, this him is not changed in the indirect speech. I is changed according to this speaker, but him is not changed. Okay. Now the second and important ones. How are the tenses changed? Yes, very, very important topic. Okay. The tenses are changed according to the corresponding past tense. What is corresponding? Corresponding means that they will be same in order, but will be in the past. Same in the order, but will be in the past. How is that? For example, present indefinite tense. So indefinite will be tense, but present will become past. If it is in past indefinite, if it is in the past indefinite tense in the reported speech, past indefinite will become more past. So it will become past. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Present indefinite tense turns into past indefinite tense. You see, indefinite same, but present has become past. Okay, present continuous will turn into past continuous. Present direct speech in the reported speech, if you have present continuous, it will turn into past continuous. Present perfect, it will turn into past perfect. Present perfect continuous will be turned into past perfect continuous. So look at the examples. Present indefinite. The boy said to the girl, comma, inverted comma, I know you. Full stop, end of inverted comma. I know you. Know is present indefinite here. But when we have turned it into indirect speech, it has become new. And you can also look at the he has changed according to the speaker, the boy, and you have changed according to the listener girl, her. So new present indefinite has become past indefinite. Okay. Present continuous. The boy said to the girl, I'm reading. The boy told the girl that he was reading. So present continuous, am reading. Present continuous, am reading has turned into was reading, past continuous. Present perfect. The boy said to the girl, I have done the work. Have done. Present perfectness. It has turned into had done, past perfectness. And in the same way, the example has come here in this slide. Okay, so present perfect continuous means the boy said to the girl, I have been reading for an hour. I have been reading for an hour. It will turn into past perfect continuous. The boy told the girl that he had been reading for an hour. This is an example. Okay, how the tense changed, corresponding past tenses. The past indefinite becomes past perfect. For example, he said to me, I sang a song, sang, past indefinite. He told me that he had sung a song, had sung, had plus V3. So it has turned into past perfect. And so the past indefinite tense becomes past perfect. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Rohim said to Karim, I was going to Dhaka. Rohim told Karim that he had been going to Dhaka. So past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Past perfect and past perfect continuous remain unchanged. So there will be no change in the past perfect and past perfect continuous. Past perfect remains past perfect and past perfect continuous remains past perfect continuous. Okay. For the future tenses, only the modals. Well, when we form the future tense, we need to take the help of the modals, will and shall. Shall and will. These two modals are used to form a future indefinite tense or the future tenses. And when we change this future tense in the indirective space, we only change the modals. So let's see. Shall becomes should, would. Only shall becomes should or would. You can use both. Okay, I say to him, I shall do it. I told him that. I should or would do it. Now there is a question where I should use should and where I should use would. See, if the speaker had been a boy or a girl, here we have to use he or she instead of I, according to the speaker. The pronoun would be changed. So in that case, we would use would, but sorry, but okay, okay. So we would use, and in case when we use should, actually we use should to mean that this should be done, in the meaning that it should be done. It is better to do it like this. Will becomes would. I said to him, I will do it. I told him that I would do it. Will becomes would. Can becomes could. Okay. May becomes might. Must becomes must or have. In case of must, it may remain unchanged, or you can use had to. Okay. Now come to the questions of adverbials. The number 3 thing which we change. So we have seen how pronouns are changed. Okay, we have seen how tenses are changed, and now we will see how adverbials are changed. So what are adverbials? You should know that adverbials are the words or phrases which modify the verb. For example, it expresses the time of the verb, it expresses the reason of the verb, it expresses the purpose of the verb, etc. But in case of direct to indirect speech, we only change the adverbial of time and adverbial of place. So only adverbials of time and place are changed. All other adverbials, no change. So how we change them? There is a chart. You can take note of it. So how this in this slide we are going to deal with the adverbial of time. Now is adverbial of time. It expresses the time of the verb when the verb is happening. So now trans becomes then. Ago becomes before. Today becomes that day. Tonight becomes that night. Tomorrow becomes the next day. Yesterday becomes the previous day. Last month becomes the previous month. Last year becomes the previous year. And next week becomes the following week. So here a little bit careful. You need to be a little more careful. What is that? Yesterday becomes the previous day, not only previous day. It is the previous day. Or tomorrow becomes not next day, but the next day. Okay. Other two, the day before yesterday, it will become 2 days before. The day after tomorrow, it will become in 2 days' time. Okay. These are the adverbial of time, and here are the adverbial of place, which shows the place. Okay. Here becomes there. Hither becomes thither. Hence becomes thence. And there are two demonstratives which we need to change. This becomes that. This becomes those. Okay. This is actually singular and this is plural. This is singular, this is plural. Okay. One verb is changed. What is that? Come. Come in the indirect speech becomes go in the, sorry, come in the direct speech becomes go in the indirect speech. Then one connector system, that is thus. Thus is changed to so. These are the changes we make while we transform a direct speech into indirect ones. When we use the direct speech, we use the quotation marks and the exact words. But when we use the indirect speech, we use our own voice. And in that case, we have to make these three basic changes. This is the change of pronouns, the change of tense, and the change of the adverbials. If you think on these three changes, if you can make your own examples and if you practice it, I think it will be very okay for you. So, what is the summary of today's lesson? We're going to ask three questions for this to make a summary of today's lesson. What is that? What we have learned today? Yes. So we have learned today what is narration. So what is narration? Can you tell me now? And narration is to narrate something, is to tell something, is to report something. Okay. The second question, what are the direct and indirect speeches? So while narrating, while reporting, we can use two types of speeches. What are they? The direct and the indirect speeches. Direct speech means that you will use the exact words said by someone else. And indirect speech means that you will tell that in your own voice and in the present, according to the present environment. Okay, the third question, what are the elements needed to be changed while changing direct speech to indirect speech? We have seen that we need to make three primary changes if the reporting verb is in the past tense. But if the reporting verb is in the present tense, only one change. So what are the three things we change? We change the pronouns. If the reporting verb is in present tense, we change the pronoun. And again, if the reporting verb is in the past tense, we change the pronoun. But if the reporting verb is in the present tense, we do not make other changes. But however, when the reporting verb is in the past tense, which is the most of the cases we find these examples, okay, there will be three changes: the pronouns, the tenses, and the adverbials. The pronouns will be changed according to the speaker and listener. The first person will be changed according to the speaker. The second person will be changed according to the listener. And the third person will remain unchanged. Tenses, tenses will be changed according to the corresponding past tense. Means that present indefinite becomes past indefinite. Present continuous becomes past continuous. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. And past indefinite becomes past perfect. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. And past perfect and past perfect continuous remain unchanged. In case of future tense, we only change the modals. Okay, shall becomes should or would, and will become would. Okay, and the adverbials. Two types of adverbials are changed. Adverbial of time, for example, now becomes then, ago becomes before, and the adverbials of place, here becomes there. And there are two demonstratives. These are also changed. That is, this become that, these become those. And you know, this is this is the end of this class, and in the next class we will discuss the second part of this lesson. As it is a very long topic, narration, I divided it into two parts. The first part just finished, and the second parts will be discussed in the next video. If I find that you, my dear students, are really watching these videos, and how will I understand that you have watched this video? I will understand this by seeing your comments. If you have any confusion, if you have any problem, please don't forget to make comments on the comment box. And I will actually try my level best to explain the things according to your need, according to the problems you face. Okay. In the second part, we will actually discuss the third and class 1 steps. Third step, how we adapt the sentences. Yes, how interrogative sentences is changed, etc. And class 1 means how the things are adjusted in the passage narration. So you fear, oh, passage narration is a very difficult thing. Well, I think this is not. If you have the basic ideas, you will be able to change the passage narration very easily, very simply. So there are some techniques. I will show you those techniques, how we can make the passage narration easily. Okay, passage direct speech to in-text. That will be in the second part of this lesson. So for today, thank you all. So stay home, stay safe, and pray for, we should pray for all of us. I will pray for you, and you will pray for me. So we hope that this abnormal situation, this difficult time, will be removed as soon as possible. God will help us in that, and we'll again come to the class and share our ideas. This is the first video, recorded video, so there may be some mistakes. I hope that you will forgive my mistakes, and you may criticize, you may show my faults. That will be very much beneficial for me. And stay home, stay safe, read, read, and read. Thank you very much.